Yes guys, welcome back to another video, second video today. I know it's been quite busy, but it's the only time I've had, and it wouldn't make sense to make this video tomorrow. But anyway, today we are going to be predicting the round of 32 of the World Cup. Yes, the knockouts are just about to start in the World Cup. Group stages are all finished. I'll do my reactions to my predictions at the end of the tournament. But yeah, because I don't have time to do the group ones just now. But yeah, so here are my round of 32 predictions. Now there's some really tasty fixtures in here, so stay tuned to see what I think. First game then, we've got Canada versus South Africa, which is on tonight at 8 o'clock. Now, this is a really tasty game. Both sides have never made the knockouts of the World Cup before, and one of them will progress to the round of 16. South Africa, they shocked South Korea in the last group game, 1-0, progressed to the knockouts in second place. The celebrations at the end of that game were absolutely mad. South Africa, yeah, I don't think they were really expected to get out of that group, but they managed to. Canada, they had a pretty easier group because they won the host nations. They had a group with Switzerland, Qatar and Bosnia. They struggled against Bosnia, but then they also got beat off of Switzerland. But other than that, they managed to get through on 4 points. Had a convincing 6-0 win over Qatar. So yeah. Now, tasty game this is going to be. South Africa are the underdogs. Canada are favourites. I think it will be a good game, but it's going to be close for me. I'm going to say 2-1 to the Canadians. I think they've just slightly better than, 30 rankings between each side, but I think they're just slightly better. I think South Africa have a good go, but I think Canada, because they win the host nations, they've got a better team in my opinion. That Jonathan David up front is amazing, so I think he'll do well, and I think he'll get Canada to the round of 16. Next game, Brazil versus Japan. This is going to be a tasty one. Brazil won their group. Vinny Jr. pretty much carrying them. Japan came runners-up in their group, just behind the Netherlands. They had a good go at it, just couldn't win the group. They drew to Sweden in the last game, which caused them to finish second. But Japan you cannot count them out at all. They are such a good side, man. They have got some fantastic players in that team, and they're definitely one of the dark horses for me. Will they do enough against Brazil, though? I don't think so. I think Brazil's just too good. Vinny Jr.'s been fantastic at this World Cup. And Brazil got off to a slow start, but they managed to win the group in the end. But I think Brazil's just a wee bit too strong, and I think they're going to win 2-1. Next game, Germany versus Paraguay. Now, Germany won their group pretty much. Well, I was going to say of ease, but they got beat off of Ecuador, which isn't great. But they still managed to win the group after probably the convincing win over Curacao. Paraguay came third in the group on 4 points. They actually did really well despite the opening day loss against the US. But Germany, they are the huge favourites here. Panama are huge underdogs. It'll be a miracle they can get something off of them. Germany are going to be too strong. I'm going to say 4-0 to Germany. I just think they're too good. Now, the next game, probably my favourite game. Disappointing it's on at 2 o'clock in the morning, right enough. Netherlands versus Morocco. Ho, ho, ho. What a tasty game we have got in store. The Netherlands obviously topped their group with 2 wins and a draw against Japan. But their other games were quite convincing wins. Morocco probably one of the underdogs, I feel like. They had a good group campaign, finishing 7 points just because of the goal difference. They finished second, couldn't win the group. They did well against Brazil, got a draw. But I think the Netherlands are favourites here. However, this is going to be a high-scoring game in my opinion. I think it's going to be... Now, I have a soft spot for the Netherlands because I have family from there, but I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be Netherlands 2, Morocco 3. I think, and it's after extra time, I think this will go to extra time. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be fantastic, but I think Morocco have got what it takes to beat them and get to round of 16. Next game's another interesting one. Ivory Coast versus Norway. 2 dark horses in my opinion, especially Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast had a pretty good group campaign. Obviously just narrowly lost to Germany, but they won their other 2 games, I think. Did they? Yes, they did. So yeah, they managed to finish second. Then Norway, again, they finished second as well. Haaland did pretty well. They got beat off of France, though, in the last group game and couldn't win the group. But tasty game this. I think it's going to be 1 each. It's going to be a draw. And then, obviously, because it's a knockout, so it'll go to penalties. And I think it's going to be Ivory Coast 4, Norway 2 on penalties. I think Ivory Coast will progress. I was going to say 1-0 Ivory Coast, but I think Haaland's just going to score. So, yeah, I don't want to be boring with 2-1s. I want to try and be a bit creative, but I think Ivory Coast will go through. Next game, France versus Sweden. France, obviously, they topped the group with ease, winning all 3 games. Dembele and Mbappe cooking, both got a hat-trick during the group campaign. Sweden had a good go at their group as well. Obviously, they finished third in their group. For draw against Japan, win against Tunisia. So they did pretty well, Sweden, I feel like. They've got some good players there as well. Gyökeres did alright. So yeah, but France, I think they could also win the World Cup now, honestly. They've been the best team so far, best team to watch for me. It's going to be quite convincing. I think Sweden will get a goal, but I'm going to say 3-1 to the French side. Next game, we've got Mexico versus Ecuador. Now, Mexico, again, one of the teams to watch. They won all 3 games in their group. Obviously, won the host nations, played all the games in Mexico. They started off things with a routine 2-0 win over South Africa before beating South Korea 1-0 in a group decider pretty much, although it didn't turn out to be that way. And then convincing 3-0 win against the Czech Republic. Now, and in Ecuador, they weren't expected to go through after that draw to Curacao. They were that close to getting knocked out before beating Germany. So it's going to be a really interesting game, this one. Both really good sides, both dark horses. I know I predicted Ecuador to get to the quarterfinals, but Mexico, they kept a clean sheet in all the games. They're the better team in my opinion just now. Ninth in the world, which is very impressive. I'm going to say close game, but Mexico to win 1-0. Next game, England versus Congo. Now, obviously, England topped their group, unfortunately. They always get it easy, don't they? And then Congo, this is the first ever time on a knockout stage. A 3-1 win this morning against Uzbekistan, coming back from behind to get to the round of 32, which is impressive for them. Now, they got a good result against Portugal, 0-0. Started off things really well. And, yeah, they lost their second game, and then they won their first game to get through. So, yeah. England, though, I know they haven't performed well, but I think they're too strong. I think it's going to be very convincing. I'm going to say a 3-0 win to the England. Hopefully I'm wrong now. Next game, Belgium versus Senegal. Now, again, a good clash up here. 2 good sides. Belgium topped their group just after Egypt dropped points to Iran. And that made Belgium win the group. Senegal was a wee bit disappointing. I feel like I thought they would have done a wee bit better than they did. They finished third, scraping through by the skin of their teeth. I think goal difference came in clutch. Had a +2. I think it was due to that 5-0 win over Iraq. So it's going to be a good game, this one, I think. I think it's going to be level after extra time. It's going to be 1 each for me. And then penalties, I'm going to say 4-2 to Belgium. I think Belgium will just about go through, although this is going to be a very tasty clash-up. Next up, USA versus Bosnia. Now, obviously, the US topped their group despite losing the last game to Turkey, who already got eliminated at the time. Obviously, the host nation, main host nation, that's where most of the games have been held. Now, I thought the US would struggle a wee bit, but they actually did pretty well for me. Topped their group, won the group, and got a fairly easy draw, I'd say. Bosnia, they kind of shocked everyone, honestly. I predicted them to finish third. I didn't think they'll get through, though, but they won the last game against Qatar to get to qualify and got a draw against Canada in the opening game, which also helped them out as well. So fair play to Bosnia. Got laughed at when they played Italy. Italy saying, oh, we're going to easily beat them. Qualified for World Cup and also got through the group stages. So very impressive for them. I think this is the end of the road for Bosnia though, because I think the States will win 2-0 and progress to the round of 16. Next game, Spain versus Austria. Now, I actually predicted Spain to win the World Cup, but they've not performed well in the group recently. They couldn't even beat Cape Verde, which was quite disappointing from their point of view. Amazing result for them. We'll get into Cape Verde in a wee minute. But they've scraped a win against Uruguay. I feel the only game they played well, it was against Saudi Arabia when they won 4-0. They won convincingly. Austria, they scored in the last second to qualify, to equalise. That was some game this morning. 3-3, what a way to qualify. But the award is against Spain, tough sides. And I think Spain will show their quality. I think they'll struggle at times. I think Austria will have a good go, but I think Spain will win 2-0 in the end. Portugal versus Croatia is the next game now. This is going to be a belter. Two top nations, two really good nations with really good players. Now, it's like Croatia aren't as good as they used to be, but they still managed to get second in the group, like I predicted, just behind England. Portugal, they actually came second in the group. They never won the group, which was a wee bit disappointing for them. Colombia topped that group, but so that's why they're getting quite a hard draw. Apparently, the pathway is really difficult, but I think they'll just about get through Croatia. I'm going to say 2-1 to Portugal. I think it's going to be close. It's going to be tight. But I think Portugal's just that wee bit better. I don't think Croatia are as good as they used to be. And I think Portugal will progress. Switzerland versus Algeria then now. A few smaller nations here. I think Switzerland are probably the favourites in this one. Had a pretty good group campaign. Won their group after beating Canada. Now, I actually think Switzerland are a very good side. They've got some great players like Granit Xhaka. So they've got I think they're really underrated. You could probably say one of the dark horses, honestly. They did well at the Euros. And they did well at they've done well at the World Cup so far. Algeria, a wee bit hit or miss. I don't think they performed too great, but they obviously managed to progress. Had quite a tough group, to be fair to them. So yeah. But I think Switzerland are just that wee bit better, and I think they will win 1-0. I think it'll be close. It won't be high scoring, but I think Switzerland will just get through. Right, here's another game with two small nations. Australia versus Egypt now. Going to be a good game, this one, I think. Both of them got through their group. Egypt actually played really well in the group stage. Just missed out from top spot, though. I think they quite impressed. They impressed me anyway. They got a draw against Belgium. Obviously dropped points to Iran then. Won their second game against New Zealand. So they played well. So quite fair play to them. Australia, I don't know why I picked them to finish top. They finished third. But they still get through. I thought they were a wee bit disappointing at times. But they got through, which is the main thing. Now, I don't think this game's going to be exciting. I'm going to say 0-0 after extra time. Penalties, I think Egypt are going to go through. I think they're just that. I think just now, anyway, they're that wee bit better. I think there's only 3 difference between the nation ranks, and so it's going to be a close game. But I think Egypt will win 5-4 in penalties and get through. Now, remember I said Cape Verde earlier? Well, here's the game that they're playing. Next game is Argentina versus Cape Verde. Now, we've got a lot to talk about here. Start of Argentina, nice and short. Messi masterclass, top their group, winning all 3 games. A good nation to watch. World Cup holders. Yeah, you expect that from them. But Cape Verde, wow. Oh my goodness. 3 draws, unbeaten in a group with Spain, and second place with a group with Spain, as I said, Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. Uruguay obviously got eliminated as well. Cape Verde, fair play to them. Population of about 500,000 people. And they're into the round of 32 for the first time. It's embarrassing for Scotland point of view, but for them, absolutely fantastic. A huge achievement from them. Got to give them a wee round of applause in the comments. But I think this is the end of the road for them. Argentina, I think Messi's going to kind of go all over top of them. I think it's going to be a convincing 3-0 win for Argentina, but Cape Verde, even if you go out, what an achievement to be proud of. And if you beat Argentina, oh my goodness, this is definitely the underdog story right here. So, yeah. In the final game, Colombia versus Ghana. Now, both sides have actually performed well. Colombia topped their group, which is very impressive from their point of view, with a top over Portugal. Got a draw against Portugal, should have won it. Toenail offside, come on, cut your toenails next time. I thought that's quite harsh, that decision, but they still topped their group anyway. Now, Ghana's been very impressive for me as well. Obviously, they got beat off of Croatia. They still had a good go at that one. They got a draw against England and beat Panama, so I think it's been pretty impressive. And so is Colombia. I think this is going to be a good game, very competitive. I think this could be anyone's game, honestly. But I think Colombia, just that wee bit better. I think Luis Diaz has done well, and I think he'll get the winner. I'm going to say 2-1 to Colombia, but I think it will be a very good game. So that's the end of the video, folks. Let me know your round of 32 predictions down below in the comments. Let's see how many I get right. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.